Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We are at the finals, and that overlay was a lie. Well, it was half a lie. The finals are actually going to be between Pikes Peak, which I think was on the overlay, and Jon Snow and Jobama for Rensselaer Polytechnical Institute. No, Polytechnic Institute. I always want to say Polytechnical.
Well, it's polytechnically correct to call it the Polytechnic Institute.
I was expecting something like that.
Ho ho, he, ha ha ha.
Yeah. A bit of a lobby bug for Masa.
Wait, how is the overlay a lie? I'm looking at it now on the delay. It looks fine.
That's because they're not. It's not Pikes Peak versus University of South Alabama, bro. It's Pikes Peak versus Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute.
Oh, you must have swapped to something else then, because I'm just like the break or whatever, and it says. Oh wait, no, I see what you mean. Yes, you're correct. Okay.
Yeah, I don't have a finals graphic. We just did the first two semifinals.
Ryerson hype.
Okay, Masa asked to relog. Did he relog? That was quick. Oh, he did. Oh, nice. Okay. Ready? So begin number 1, the best of 5 for the finals. This is it. Everything on the line. Well, prize pool on the line. Not like their souls or something like that. That'd be pretty dark. Dust Tower is going to be the first map. It's another TVZ, so Masa and AS have a bit of an edge just being warmed up for this specific matchup. Where, of course, Deidara and Sosori had to deal with a ZVZ before. And these are college students, so, you know, we talk about that in terms just like that's not why they're not, you know, showing pro player skill, and you can't really blame them. They're still showing some really great games. But more specifically for them being college students, and also around finals time, as it is December, it's like, okay, maybe they found some time to practice one matchup, but did they find time to practice for a follow-up? Did they study the other semifinal, or were they just trying to get, you know, to the finals in general with the time that they had? I don't know. Here we are in game number 1 of this best of 5 on Dusk Towers. In the bottom left, as the blue Terran, it's Masa and AS.
Terran! And their opponents coming from across the galaxy, spawning in the top right. It's gonna be Deidara and Sasori.
Did I say bottom right? I might have.
You're asking the guy who thought it was 2-1 instead of 2-2 in the previous series. I'm not the person you want to confirm this.
Yeah, I know, but it's not even because I thought they were in the bottom right, like I do on Dust Towers sometimes, super mineral patches. It just, I don't know. Totally blanked. Anywho, not important.
Sounds like your career's over, and I hope whoever catches this mistake reports you to the owner of Base Trade TV so that you get fired.
So out of 150 people, one has to just tell you, and then I'm fired? And granted, like 50% of them are probably like doing something else and only watching the game, so even less chance.
This is how Zombie's esports career came to an end, guys. 8:10 p.m. on the Pacific time zone, 11th of December 2015.
Broski, if any of us is gonna have our career sports ends, your tweets are a lot closer to it.
What, my Fallout tweets?
No, your other tweets.
But the Corsair Cups? I'm not following.
I can't tell if you're purposely being this way, or you actually don't remember the WCS tweets.
I haven't tweeted anything about WCS in like forever.
Yeah, but you got in trouble for it.
Did I? Because now you're just giving away information that's kind of private, and maybe I should fire you.
Yeah, okay, buddy.
Got in trouble with my mom, guys. She was disappointed in a young boy like me not believing in the system.
All systems fail us. We're typical generation. No, wait, what generation are we? Millennials? Generation Y?
I think I'm actually. You might be a millennial, but I'm not. like, there's the cutoff right there between you and me.
I actually don't know. Damn. So this is a funny I guess, kind of funny story. Ooh, a Baneling bust. Wow, okay, so that's gonna get started soon. So real quick, you know, when I was teaching my class like 4 weeks or something like that, I brought up like, you know, who remembers Warcraft 3 custom maps? And then some people were like kind of like murmuring, like, yeah, they kind of remember. And I was like, okay, here's the better question. Like, how many of you are under 24 years old? And more than half raised their hands. And I was like, do you remember Warcraft 3 maps? And they were like, no, not really. I didn't really play Warcraft 3 at all. But then when I asked like people who are over 27 if they remember the Starcraft Brood War custom maps, all of them were like, yep, totally remember. So then I asked them, like, do they remember what came after Warcraft 3 that had like really good maps? I don't even know.
StarCraft 2?
No, not really. Like Dota 2 custom maps apparently getting pretty popular. So that's what all the youngins remembered. And I was like, oh my god.
So this Baneling bust attempt is going to be interesting for a lot of different reasons. Not just that there's a wood mine that might catch this, or this could go very poorly depending on control, but Ravagers took the place of this because Corrosive Bile is like a Baneling that you don't lose. It's just a shot that goes off magically in the distance and still hits for like 60 damage. Now the Widow Mine getting baited out by those 2 lings is fantastic, because this bust is going to go off without a hitch. Unfortunately, the Widow Mine's also caught in that splash damage.
Oh, this
is bad. This is real bad. This is game over bad.
Yeah, you don't really. Oh, that's definitely game over. You don't expect a Baneling bust for all the reasons you just listed. Roaches are more popular. Roach Ravager is more popular. And it was a build of convenience because they noticed, well, there wasn't a Reaper because they went for a CC firsts. So they probably won't be getting away with that again. But it puts them in a nice 1-0 lead really quickly.
I guess I didn't really consider it either, but for lack of Reapers too.
Yeah, exactly. There was no scouts, so it might have been a pre-planned build because it is surprising. You know, you're hoping the Reaper dies in some other way, or it might have been a build because they realized there's no Reaper. Like, hey, did you see Reaper? No, did you? No. Well, I guess they're not scouting us.
Well, gonna give Masa and AS Smoke to consider what map they want next. I am surprised though, because I mean, Orbital Shipyard is one of these maps that everyone's okay playing on. Dust Towers as well, very similar in that map layout. So for them to lose on either of those maps in the first place would be bad, and the fact that they did just lose on Dust Towers kind of sucks, because that's a really nice mid-game map for Terran.
Once again, choosing Prion Terraces as their second map, their comeback map. Interesting.
Francis, my mic sounds odd. What does that mean? I gotta listen to the stream. Oh, I see. It's less bassy. I don't know why it's like that.
I always figured because you talk differently on CSL casts.
I do talk differently, but not like, I think for whatever reason the receiving end on your computer that we've talked about before maybe doesn't get my voice. Like when I speak into the microphone and I'm local recording on XSplit right now, but obviously you guys can't hear it. It sounds perfectly fine. It's like the microphone is the same as always. It's something on the receiving end, I guess. Well, because everyone's gonna be like Skype. I just want to remind you guys, Skype is a shit program and we're not using it. Wait, oh my god, it's gonna be so great. We moved to Toronto in 2 days, guys, and we're not gonna have to use Skype for like a whole fucking month. It's gonna be amazing.
Well, not with each other.
Well, for casting explicitly, I obviously don't care if people know whether we use Skype or not to talk to our friends outside of it.
What is the deadliness of Skype, though? Everyone needs it, but doesn't want it.
Whatever happened to MSN, right? MSN like had the lockdown on messaging.
I never used MSN. Kidding me?
You know what? MSN was like Starcraft. They had everything, and then they just lost it for no. Okay. Hey guys, we're in the CSL Grand Finals of the Archon Mode Tournament. A total of $2,000 in prizes, of course, goes out throughout this tournament, all of which I believe is tuition money slash with scholarships. I couldn't think of the other word. Money to help these wonderful kids out with that horrible, crushing college debts. So looking to perhaps get a bit of help in real life. They are down in the series. In the top left, it's the purple Archon, AS, and Masa.
What's with the shifty eyes? In the bottom right, as the red Zerg Archon, it's Daedara and Sasori. What are they talking about?
They might have been having a lobby conversation. I wasn't paying attention. Gold base does get taken quickly out of our Team Zerg Archon, though. It's Prion Terraces, and this is somewhat to be expected. Now, AS and Masa, they picked this map again on loser's pick.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if, like, you know, there's those two Raxes. This seems to be a little bit planned. This seems to be a little bit playing into the fact that they hope their opponent takes a gold base on this map. Last time their opponents didn't. This time they did.
And even when their opponents didn't, the 2-Rax opener got them a bit of a lead, and then it turned into a big lead. So now that the gold base is taken, you can kind of abuse this position just a little bit easier. I mean, obviously it's still like a far away from the third base, but I also put a bunker down there. That's gonna make things a lot easier. Queens will not just be able to go right over here and take care of business. They have to go all the way around. It's a lot harder to deal with. And you see that bunker, you're probably gonna know it's a 2-Rax Reaper, but besides being a little more mentally prepared, there's nothing else you can really do about it. You can't just accelerate your spawning pool, accelerate your metabolic boost. You're not Protoss.
This positioning for it ends up being pretty perfect. When the SCV was up against the gas guys, there's no way to reach it with the drones, but a little annoying is that unfortunately will not get to finish by the looks of it.
Oh, that kind of sucks.
I like this though when it's on the high ground. If this was on the natural base, even though there isn't really a natural to deny, this actually ends up giving that high ground vision for the Reapers to dance around a little bit, give that forward warning of the Lings, but getting a couple drone kills of the first Reaper's not too bad. 2 already going down.
Well, this is going to be a scary hold. That queen is going to be basically by herself, as the Lings won't be able to help too much, and the second queen is going to be a long ways away from helping. Baneliness is actually being made, and this is tricky. This is definitely tricky. Roaches are the easiest way to push this back, but then they can be kited across the field if the Reapers survive.
That queen went down really quickly. Those Lings should have been involved with that fight a while ago. I'm not sure what's going on with the micro player. Perhaps a little bit of panic between the two, but that queen going down really screws the defenses. Yeah,
and the Baneling Nest is only going to be useful if, basically the Reapers die to the Speedlings, which shouldn't happen. This is a rare scenario where going for more than 5... Well, actually, not that rare, but still, going for more than 5 Reapers is probably a good idea.
It launched them over the name. She just played leapfrog with those Reapers.
Yeah. These Reapers cannot die, and they should probably continue making the Reapers too, but...
A big reason why this gold base is struggling as well, folks, is because you have no creep spread connected the main to that third. You can't actually walk reinforcements over here very easily. Some Lings do manage to sneak around the map, though. Very important that Dieter and Sastre were actually able to pull this off. Masa and I are still being pretty crazy with these Reapers, but this sets up a potential bust if they can get those into banelings, but unfortunately, all these Lings are still going to be stuck at home defending, so it's not going to be a follow-up. They can break that wall, it won't matter.
Yeah, a little bit annoying not to cancel that supply depot, but Hellions are on the way. This draws the Reapers back, which is probably the smarter move, but they could have definitely stayed around and still done a lot more damage, especially when you consider it was a micro player. Do that, but they do pull back, clean up these Lings. They'll be prepared and actually very useful against a Baneling bust. If you had more than 3 Reapers in Heart of the Swarm, they weren't too useful in the defense. They were units at least, but still not too useful. In Legacy of the Void, having like 7 that can throw grenades on top of Banelings and Lings is actually super helpful.
Yeah, and it does like this weird splitting too in some situations that are really good to hit your own units, but that's another can of worms. They will perfectly stumble upon this though. Masa and Ace just getting barely glimpsed at the top of the ramp. Confirming it now.
Nice.
Just gonna cancel everything. Need to surround on those Reapers.
Yeah, and you don't want all their grenades going on the Banelings too. That was a very nice control right there, and the Reapers are still alive.
But this sucks because they spent up until this moment before they made a single drone. So they've been on 17 workers for way too long. 8 drones are going to pop, and despite having a gold-based economy, graphs chart whether it's working for you or not, it's been purple, purple, and more purple. Not at all looking too red as far as the money game goes.
Well, trying to get a surround on the Reapers and Hellions. It almost... Well, what the hell? Well, that's a pretty bad mistake right there.
So, it's not even just that they weren't droning. The only time they made drones, it was a mistake because they probably meant to make more lings.
Damn.
Right
Damn.
to the front lines. Oh, man. Zombie growth. This is so bad for Data Ancestry. And, I mean, it's good for Mas and Aeus. They're down one in the series, so... Woo.
Yeah, they needed this. Prianteris is apparently their lucky map. Lucky gold, I guess. And the Zerg's got to know that they're in real trouble here. The Lings are not going to be able to do anything. If they had Roaches, maybe they catch ASMaso with these units that aren't too useful against Roaches. You know, Hellions and Reapers. But then they'd still have to break down a wall, and then another wall to even make the Roaches do any damage. So... Lings are just not going to cut it. They'd have to get lucky with this around. Very soon, production will be at its peak. Pikes peak. But for the other team, as all the barracks finish up, and it just will be easy peasy sim the win for the Terran after that.
Yeah, I mean, agreed on pretty much everything. I don't know what to really say. This is,
It's a Ling Roach all in. It's a Ling Baneling all in with Roaches.
I mean, it's their only option. They've had no workers at this point. They know that. They've got no upgrades. They know that. I mean, this is the only thing they can really do. And oh my god, if it works, that's going to be so cool. But the likelihood of this working is very incredibly low.
Yeah, this might not even be up to micro. It might just be simply up to numbers. As the production starts kicking in here with the two barracks finishing the reactors. You could always pick up a medevacs and let your SCVs die because you are so far ahead in workers that losing a gold-based line of SCVs is not so bad. It does pick up most of his units, their units in medevacs though, and this gets a little bit more questionable, especially if they try and unload them on top of the army, but it's such a small Zerg army. Oh god, they drop on top of the reinforcements, that works.
Well, the wall's not complete, but it doesn't really matter. Roach is just getting corralled in.
Well, they're sandwiched, and the Ling reinforcements are not very scary at all with all these Marines.
Double the supply. More than double the supply.
Honestly surprised they didn't GG right there. I mean, that was like the last desperate attempt. They must be talking about it. Like, do we macro? Nah, bro, we can't macro. Like, let's all in. And the all-in didn't work. It didn't work hard.
So, what would you propose, I guess, for next game, map-wise? You're the Zerg, you get to pick, loser's pick.
They're very aggressive Zerg, so Arena, probably, or Laralac.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
Yeah, look at this colliding on all fronts. And a bit of a counterattack, but the bunker saves them, so GG it is. His series looking very, very, like, deja vu. 1 up, then 1-1, then 2-1, then 2-2.
I told you, CSL's all about match fixing. They're like, look, we know we had 3-0s and that wasn't good for ratings in the round of 8, so we're gonna pay these players. No, I'm just kidding, guys. It's not.
It's not like they actually got the better players going through to the finals and semifinals, so they're getting much more even series. Nah, bro.
That would make too much sense. That's way too convenient. Like that was too easy to catch the bad guy type thing.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we gotta wait on the map choice from our Zerg here. It's actually gonna be Ruins. So they have been so far pretty aggressive Zergs. Lots of early pools in the ZVZ, then that Baneling bus, of course, in that first game today against a Terran. But they did choose Ruins against the ZVZ once. What the hell are you talking about? Anywho.
You said it was ruined, so...
Oh, I really was trying to figure out what you were doing. I could not get it. Okay, anyways.
Bob Rawson, man. That was Bob Rawson.
And then they tried to play a macro game on Ruins, so maybe they'll try one here. Here's where I was going with that. Oof. No.
I hear you, kitty.
No.
Have you said goodbye to all your cats?
No, I still have tomorrow.
Man, I have to spend all day tomorrow doing laundry. I was going to do it today, but I end up sleeping.
You know what I'm gonna do tomorrow? Hang out with my mom, because she's so sad that I'm leaving.
Ooh.
Oh no. Like, I'm usually the only one that really helps her with Christmas stuff. And, you know, parents get stressed during Christmas. My mom gets hella stressed. So
Yeah, I'm so sad. You know how I told you about how I possibly could have gone to Poland type thing?
yeah.
Penguin's there right now.
Yeah, I saw these tweets.
So sad.
It's like a 4-hour, 5-hour trip for him. Like, psh, not even. Stupid Europeans. Yeah, that's right, baby. You tell him, stupid Europeans.
She's like, Euro trash, meow.
Okay, in the top left on Ruins of Saras, it is the Purple Terran combo of AS and Masa. Ooh, I really like combos right now.
Combo. One sec, my camera's being dumb. All right, it's fixed on yours. In the bottom left, it's gonna be the red Zerg players, Stadara and Sasori.
I don't need a third caster right now, baby. Shut up.
This isn't a TriCast, cat. Quit stealing my thunder. God damn.
Okay, go.
One thing I really enjoy about this, though, and I'm not even saying this for like just the sake of saying it, but I actually think it's kind of cool, is I thought this was going to be, you know, I remember back in the round of 8, I thought like, okay, there's going to be Bales, there's going to be Jon Snow, there's going to be Masa, there's going to be all the players we've seen in WCS in the days past. Those will be the guys who walk through. I mean, fuck, at the start of this season, we had Suppy and others that I'm surprised didn't even make it past like the round 32 type thing. But all of this being said, it's cool to see a player like Masa, who we know and respect. He's kind of like the land king when it comes to Canada. A really good player. That's expected. What I do like more so, though, is I have never, before the CSL, ever heard of Didara or Sasori. They've not played in anything we've cast, and if they have, they haven't made it far enough for us to remember them. And it's really cool to see the power that an Archon mode presents. I mean, one hand, I'm sure there's somebody out there who's going to be that salty dog who's like, yeah, but Rivkin, they're also Zerg, don't forget about that. And I'm going to include that in here, sure, but it's cool to see people who just, they've made Archon mode work for them. I know you and I have had this struggle where everyone thinks we're just absolutely terrible players objectively, and maybe we are on our own, but together we were able to get GM in the beta. Same sort of logic applies here. 2 underdogs, no one's really heard of them, they're not pros on the circuit. Hey, Zombie, if they're taking a gold base as a third.
Wow. Okay, well, forget what else I was going to say. This is very interesting. They got these spawn positions. Of course, if they took it if they were cross spawns, it'd just be a dumb idea. But in these positions, this might never be scouted. No one remembers that there's gold bases on Ruins of Saras too, so it's not like they're going to be like, how are they having so much money? They must have a gold base. Like, nobody remembers a gold base on here. This is very tricky. Very clever. Clever girl. Oh, well, the Reaper gets in here, and sooner or later, just the production of the Zerg, whether they're not being damaged or they are being damaged, is going to be questionable for the Terran. They're going to be scratching their head saying, what are we missing here? And maybe eventually they'll figure out like a secret base. But I guarantee they're going to start checking the corner bases before the gold base. They're going to be like, over here? No, over there? No, where the hell are they?
Yeah, the advantage of taking this is no one really goes for early game watchtower control. No one's really scouting around the map in this particular way either. And the fact that Masa and AS know where the base is means there's no reason for them to really curve off and go down. Now, this gold base could serve to help them, but it could also serve to hurt them. If they dedicate a lot over here and they get away with it, ooh, that's going to be so good as AS and Masa misunderstand a 2-base situation. On the other hand, if this gets found, it's really vulnerable, and there's no way to defend the units that are going to be mining there.
Yeah, that is the risk. Well, a single Evo chamber is coming down. Maybe for an upgrade, sure. Okay, there's a second Evo chamber. Usually you don't see single Evo chambers versus Terran. Oh, the Reaper died. But yeah, you don't see single Evo chambers versus Terran. It's almost always double. But there it is. It does still give them the ability to make overlords, of course, and that might be useful later on. Oh no, this Widow Mine! Oh, that's a good hit.
That's some splash damage.
Oh dear. Don't expect a Widow Mine this early, usually. against Zerg, so can't really blame them, but now they're going to have to deal with the Widowmine drop, and Marines just sniping off anything else that is available. Well, I don't think they're expecting the drop. Nothing but drones coming out right now. I don't see any lings. There's 2 lings in the field. This is going to do a lot of damage. Oh dear. Oh dear. It's already got 11 kills. Oh good.
And this is the other drawback to that gold base. Third base in general, just it's an investment of money that coulda, shoulda, woulda been at home, alternatively.
Well, making 8 drones instead of, 16 lings because you didn't think a medevac drop was on the way was unfortunate. Because you don't see a Widowmine early unless they are going for a drop, and sure, that drop might be a more of a rare drop, but it is usually the only reason they're going for Widowmine that early. This is quite bad. Now that the Raiders protecting the Marines, they're gonna get the spawning pool.
Yeah, let's not forget about the Widowmine.
Oh god.
Doesn't devastate the lings, but almost kills the Queen, which is the only thing opposing the Liberator right now.
Oh, poor guy.
Or even try to pick up the medevac. Medevac goes down, actually. That's a pretty big pick for data around Sassery, but still, if it's this gold base that might start bringing them back, as weird as it is.
Maybe.
Normally, this is like, okay, 2 bases, one's completely denied of mining, Queen went down, Terran players are just laughing their way to the bank. But the fact that there's gold base behind this, income's still looking good for the Zerg players, I mean, this is not a situation where I'm saying they're going to win this game, but this isn't as bad as it normally is when you see this situation in pro play.
Yeah, it's better than it looks, but when you really look at the details, the specifics, the numbers, like on this income graph, Terran is so far ahead now that because they're still up 14 workers, so
what's that saying? Yeah, the devil's in the detail.
Is that the saying? I guess so. I'm not gonna say that too often. But yeah, the main wasn't even mining for a very long time. Now it's going back. Widowmine's still not cleaned up.
That reminds me, I had such a mind-blown moment today. So I tweeted a picture to Starcraft about Rory and Carrick's being paired up in co-op commanders, right? And what I did was I went back and looked at the Mighty Ducks D2, where you got the Bash Brothers kind of like fist bumping each other type thing.
Sure.
And I'm looking up this image to put this terrible Photoshop job together. And I'm like, oh my god, that's the guy from Daredevil. That's the fat friend or whatever.
Oh yeah. Yeah, when I watched Daredevil, that was the first thing I recognized.
No, I was like, what? Oh my god, that's a Bash brother? He's such a wiener in Daredevil in comparison. Like, what?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then the girl from Supergirl, the sister, is from like not another teen movie. It's just all these things. I'm like, wow. I would never have seen this if I didn't look it up, and now that I've seen it, I can't like unsee it. And you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Well, this game is still trucking along, and it is trucking along in favor of the Terran. This gold base should have been such a cool maneuver, but it does not make up for the damage they took. They're still only at 28 drones. They're basically going for an all-in right now, nothing but lings and a bailing nest on the way. They bothered to get a lair when they were dealing with that harassment. I think they're just kind of panicking and trying to find ways to come back without having to mine, but it's not going to be helpful.
It's so funny to see the layer over there, though, of all places.
Yeah, and the spawning pool is remade over here, too. And it's pretty safe, but...
That's all the... Man, if Masa and AS had any idea, this is like the biggest shooting fish in a barrel type thing, right? You got the gold base there, you got the spawning pool, you got the layer there, and you got the overlords there. But they get to the main, and all the links are across the map, and I don't know what they're doing in the top right. Like, that's all kinds of question marks.
I don't know.
Marines behind the mineral lines don't have any banelings to stop them. It is primarily all just lings of the map. They might actually kill the bailing nest.
Yeah, no lings. 21 lings are now on the way, but I believe they're being on the other side of the map. Yes, they are. They're going for the last desperate all-in, but there are tanks, there are more Marines, there's even a little bit of Sim City.
I gotta give credit to the Zergs, though. I really like the cool tactics this game. We're gonna see whether they pay off or not, though, in a moment. Looking to expand on the very right side of the map as well while this goes on. Drones getting evacuated out of the natural. They're just completely abandoning that main base. And here comes it all in. No speed on these banelings. Of course, the nest got sniped before it got finished, so the tanks just focus fire them down with relative ease. Barely gonna get the connect. And a few do go off on tanks. Good game gets called. Masaneas. It take the lead.
Alright, So that puts the Terran up 2-1, but the last semifinals went this exact same way, so I expect them to win the next map, and it is once again their map choice. So they went for the macro game, or at least tried to. It didn't work out, and I am not surprised at all to see them go back to their roots here and go for a much shorter map in Arena.
Alright, I gotta look at something real quick, sorry. I'm gonna be useless to win game.
Okay. Well, Arena, I would definitely expect some type of roach push. Yeah, maybe even another Baneling bust, actually. Especially if there's no Reaper made. But because, once again, we bring up the fact that Masa and AS were facing a Zerg beforehand, they had to deal with a roach push on Arena already. They made the mistake in that game of not getting a bunker and letting their Reaper die. Not scout the roach, Warren. In this game, up 1, they should not make that same mistake again. At the very least, they're going to build a bunker. And hopefully get a Reaper as well. So this, I'm actually going to give this a little bit ahead for Masa and AS. Oopsie. Just change that over there. There we go. And they are ready to go. So, we'll see what it is. It's going to go to the ace match once again, as this is a best of 5, not a best of 7. Or are we actually going to see them close it out 3-1? It's all really up to, well, the Zerg's build order choice, I suppose. We'll see what they do here. This is the grand finals of the CSL. The next year, there's going to be another whole circuit of 1v1. This is a special Archon mode. Oh, whoops-a-daisy. The prize pool is $2,000. And they are fighting for basically scholarship money here. Help take them out of that college debts.
Well, it's basically college money. It is college money, tuition, scholarships, whatever you want to call it.
I would spend that money on 3DS Max, which was college, but also just a really expensive program.
I don't think they get cash. They're not being given out like, here's $800 cash. Please promise us you use it in college.
That's true, there aren't. I'm just saying there are other things to do that are college that aren't actually college, you know what I mean?
I see what you're saying. I get you.
Anyways, in the top left, they are down 1. This was their map choice, and they are going something a little bit cheesy. It is the blue Zerg combo of Sasori and Deidara.
Woo! The fact that it's Orena makes their choice not too bad, but we'll talk more on that in a moment. In the bottom left, it's going to be Masa and AS. Currently up 1 in the series, and keep in mind, it is the best of 5 here for the grand finish.
Okay, so by going for this early pool and early speed, they are trying to get the cancel on that command center. That is their #1 goal.
It's not only just that, but you have some Terran players who actually don't fully wall off for quite a long time, actually.
Oh, no. Won't stop it.
Okay, whatever you're doing is really messing up the camera on my end, by the way.
Really? I just put the workers lost up.
Oh, well, I don't know. It just tilted the camera. So, weird connection, I guess? I don't know. But at any rate, this is a situation we start going back into it where you don't typically rush a full wall off the top of your ramp. What is that? What is that drone doing?
I don't know, man, but more importantly, the SCV just goes a full scout.
Yeah. I mean, roach wasn't anything. Oh, proxy hatchery. Okay, so spine crawlers are kind of a cool idea, I guess, but I just think sticking with roaches and ravagers would be good enough.
Yeah, because if they go for a spine crawler rush, it actually is kind of the opposite of a rush right now. I mean, they have to go to the third base and then the natural base, and then maybe they'll get to the main base. Because, of course, you know, as soon as the Terrans saw a Roach Warren, they were going to put a command center on the low ground, even though they probably could have gotten away with it, as there weren't any speedlings, but they're playing it really safe, and whether it's spine crawlers or roaches, they're going to try and get a tank as soon as possible. They scout the roaches, you know, they don't scout the hatchery, but what would that even tell them?
Not much.
It's so weird. I really don't know how this hatch is going to help, except faster roach reinforcements, like 1 or 2 at a time?
I mean, I'm just telling you, they think it's spine crawlers, but it's just I don't think that'll be effective as all.
They'd have to... It'd be such a slow spine crawler push. So slow.
I'm not saying it wouldn't be, but I cannot fathom any other logic that would make sense as to what the plans would be.
I like that they have this potential, like, ace match, you know, this ace up their sleeve here, but it doesn't seem like a very good one so far, especially because it's effectively been stopped by a SCD scout. And a Reaper was made too in this game, so that would have also gotten the scout. I don't know. This is a mystery.
Mike Tyson mystery.
Only he could figure it out, and he's not here.
One Ravager is not going to get anything accomplished at all. Don't know why we don't have
so
more.
Confused. What is going on? Oh,
Yeah, I don't know about
God.
this hatchery, man. I have no freaking clue about this hatchery anymore. I had hypotheses. Maybe spread some creep really aggressively, but you could actually do that from your own natural base with the distance being not too far.
Yeah. I mean, they have a contain, and if this was over here as a natural and they were droning as hard as possible, I could see this being effective despite being scouted. But but it's not over there. And even if it was and they tried their best to drone, their contain would eventually be broken by these siege tank drops.
The right side of the map.
Okay, here's my theory. Okay, I think what happened was someone said, okay, let's do a proxy hatchery. Like, I've heard about this build, so let's do it. And whoever's in control of building the hatchery was like, okay, so where do I put it again? Oh, just put it off to the third base. Oh, like, kind of hidden, I guess? So, like, over here? Other one's like, no, dummy! Like, put it closer so you can spine crawler the top.
Why the right base?
I don't know, because I'm like, imagine if the creep spread was here already. Maybe they're like, I don't know.
Middle right of the map. Like,
oh, that base. No, that's just a, you know, why not?
I mean, like, I guess it's gold. I didn't even know it was gold because nobody ever gets this far on the map. But like,
that would have been a cooler base to take than this proxy.
Agreed.
This one could have been at the gold. It could have been at the natural. It could have been in the natural of his opponent, and it would have been a better base.
They're moving the drones over. They're evacuating the long-distance mining plans.
This 100% was someone going, like, this is a good idea. You did it wrong. What the hell, guy? Like, they're probably yelling at each other right now. Either that, or silently admitting to each other that they both effed up, and are just kind of, like, grumbling at each other silently. That's what I was doing.
I don't believe you've had the pleasure of playing Archon mode with Crank yet, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so Crank does dumb things like spend minerals when you don't want him to, or build hatcheries like this on purpose to troll me, or just hit S on all the workers to make them stop mining. Like, maybe we just have a bad case of the trolley Archon.
This is so weird. What the heck? Alright, so they realize there's no natural, so tanks are useless right there.
It just occurs to me as well, they never found the gold hidden base in the last game. They won before they saw it.
There's not even a queen, just for creep.
Anyways, they may not even find about this gold base either for the same situation, but they might just win before they see it. Oh, is that Viking rallied there?
Oh, look at this. Look at this. You're like, what the hell? What is this?
Yeah, but the Viking's gonna find that on the right side, so...
This is...
Yeah, I don't know, guys. This is a weird... I have no explanations. There's 5 mutas coming. That's cool, I guess.
No creep spread. Viking finds this. They're gonna try and defend it. They got some roaches and a surprising army supply for what has happened in this game, but no economy.
We got a bad case of the what is lifes right now.
So odd.
This is so dead. Okay, so mutas are gonna go to the main, and weirdly enough, there's actually not a lot of defense there because everything gets dropped over here on the right side, but production will deal with such a low amount of mutas.
Oh god, there's so many tanks.
Yeah, they were expecting the Rogue Ravager all in. I mean, that's what was revealed. Load the depots!
No.
Gold base getting shreked while this goes on.
Slowlings.
Don't worry. There's a lot of them.
We make up in, it's quantity over quality. That's how Zerg play.
Well, that's how they played, and that's how quality the ultras are. Only need like 1 or 2 of those. Muta's proving to be significantly more annoying than expected, and the drone count riding quite high compared to the SCVs in play. But this is still just a dumb game because Sasori and Datara are playing on one base essentially.
Very, very dumb. There's just question marks everywhere.
The income graph, are you able to pull that up, or did you check vision this game?
I checked vision.
Okay, well, the income graph is all red. Like, and I don't mean like it's a little bit red because it's differential, guys. It's all red. It's just all red.
Masa and Ace just push out, man. There was like, this is the one thing this build has done, and that's probably confused our Terrans. They're just like, well, there's a base in the middle of the map. Like, what are they doing? Are they going for like a Nidus Swarm? Like, stay at home. Well, okay, they're not going for a Nidus Swarm. So, are they going for like Broodlord? Should we push out? Like, we have no idea what's happening.
Yeah. It's the this is like when you get Day 9 and Apollo like going off about mind games. Third hatchery, or sorry, natural hatchery at your opponent's third base, but off to the side and proxied. Mind games. Your natural base is actually your fifth base. Mind games, because bottom right we have the fourth coming down.
Look at me, I'm your third base. Now look back at me, I'm now your fourth. This is just so...
Look at her, look at me.
The thing is, like, if this isn't Legacy of the Void's fault either. This is just people doing weird things, and it just happens to be Legacy of the Void. This wouldn't have done any better in Heart of the Swarm.
It would have been hilarious and cool if this worked, though, because I would have just been... I would have just been like, please.
You say that, but what was supposed to work?
Nothing in this game. I know.
It wasn't like they pushed and they barely didn't win.
The gold base was the one thing that was kind of close to working, but that got found out by the Vikings so quickly.
All the Terrans are so confused. They're building a Thor right now.
This is just, it's full NA is what it is. We got a bad case of the NAs on our hand. Congratulations. CSL, you did it.
Yeah, full nah, please.
Oh, they never found at the bottom right base this time we grew up, so...
Oh, comebacks. What's up?
Yeah, come back and finish the base, please.
Just push! They're so afraid. They're like, they must have a master plan.
I know, like... The thing is, and you guys have to understand, unless you've seen this, like, you've been watching the Alima Leagues with us and seen Terran players throw a game, or you've played this yourself, walking through this choke... Getting hit by a couple corrosive biles, lurkers waiting for you mysteriously. There's so many things that actually could throw your
lurkers. Oh, lurkers could have been such a cool maneuver here. That's probably what they're scared of. There's like 14 lurkers. I'm calling it.
The point is, they were playing it really safe, and I don't blame them because there's so many things that could have walked into that choke. Banelings, burrowed, for example, anything.
That would have been a good idea.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of things. Taking a natural base at your own natural would have been a great idea. There's a lot of good ideas missed out on in this game. Oh,
just push? Why are you coming back?
Just base trade it, boys. You can live.
It's not even a base trade. They haven't far enough reinforcement.
This will answer our question.
Oh, about the patch. Yeah.
Oh, they still have just damage versus light. Okay.
Oh, attack their own Liberator. Okay.
Yeah,
makes sense.
Make it a little more fair.
Swear to God, right now, Terran, if you don't push, I'm rage quitting this cast.
If they lose this game, I'm gonna be so mad. Like, if they okay, I'm just gonna say this: if Masa and AS lose this game, I will not cast Game 5 out of protest.
What really is quite baffling is that they really don't. They've lost a lot of SCVs. They don't have that big of an economy anymore. Like, I guess they never really had one, was the problem. They never bothered remaking one either, though, after 14 SCVs died, so...
Oh, but don't worry, Mutus killed a barracks in the main just now, not the reactor, the barracks. So, good job, Mutus. You're doing God's work.
They must be seriously afraid of Wickers on the main, but they have... It's not that they have so much economy, it's that they have such a better economy, obviously to us, that, like, mass scans would tell them they could win this game easily, but they're not using them.
That's also true. Once again, trying to retake this gold base, just thinking, like, okay, they killed us. There's no way they think we would ever retake this base. Let's do the one thing nobody would see coming and take the gold base. Oh, and the bottom right. And the bottom right, of course.
It's like a... it's
I
that
think
mouse
Massa-
hunt. Jesus.
Well, yeah, is this gonna be a Liberator Range, or are they gonna actually go battle cruisers? Because I feel battle cruisers would be very appropriate for this very stupid situation. Oh, who's
Just
pinging?
do it!
Masa's saying check out the island base at the same time Sasori pings the bottom right and says check out this. So,
That's it. Battle
it is
cruisers?
battle cruisers. I'm not even upset. Not even mad. I'm so happy it's battle cruisers.
Just win!
Because you can't spell battle cruiser without NA.
You can. You definitely can. Stop. Just push. Just do it. Stop letting my dreams be dreams.
I don't have ref. I can't. But like, guys, we have to cast in the morning. Come on.
I dream of a good night's sleep.
Oh,
The drone just being rallied in GG. They didn't even push. That was the mercy of the Zerg.
it's because all the main minerals were mined out. They finally had to go somewhere.
GG.
So like, let's just point this out, right? Mas and Aes didn't kill them. They were just holding their spear out in defense, and the Zerg like jumped onto the spear. They're like, damn it, that didn't work. Let's throw 7 more drones on that spear.
I can't tell if this is a better or worse ending than it could have been. On one hand,
this is the best ending the CSL could have had for its finals.
it's hilarious and it's fun. On the other, we could have ended the stream with a nice, that was well played, they fought really hard, they showed us that, you know, these college kids can really put up a good fight and play the meta, you know, and you know, do not as well as the pro gamers, but like the pros gamers. Instead, we're just laughing our heads off because they proxied a hatchery in the middle of nowhere and didn't do anything with it. Why? Just why?
So, thanks for watching tonight, everybody.
Yes, thank you for watching, even though the end of it was really weird. That was 3 best of 5s, with Masa and Aes being the grand winners. Congratulations to them!
Yay!
And that will be it for us. Of course, we're from Base Trade TV, and we'll be on tomorrow on Base Trade TV casting the Alima League in about 8 hours, actually, almost exactly. So tune in for that. You can follow me on Twitter at ZG Gaming, and on Twitch ZombieGrub, and of course follow the CSL. You can see all the links down below if you're interested at all in either participating or continuing to watch and support this endeavor, we'll call it. So where can they find you, Rifkin?
Yeah, Riff_King, but also just on Base Trade TV. Tomorrow morning, like you said, Lima League, come there. Be there, be square. See you guys there. Bye.
Bye-bye. See you later. Oh, actually, hold on. One thing, just real quick. Oh, spring season starts next year. So, yes, the biggest thing about CSL is not actually their Archon mode. This is actually what they do all the time. Next year starts the actual 1v1 CSL team league. So, look forward to that. And now, I'll say goodbye and see you later. See you next year.